Hi everyone, welcome back to Next Gen Podcast after a short hiatus of like a month. Episode number 4, and today we're joined by Finn Healy.
How's it going, guys? How's
So
it going?
Finn is a junior as well. You're 22, is it?
21.
Or 21?
Yeah, so I just turned 21 there in December.
Hmm. And you're from up north, isn't it?
Yeah, Belfast.
Perfect, lovely.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you want to just kind of introduce yourself and let people know how you kind of started with bodybuilding and what got you kind
Yeah.
of into it.
So whenever I was about 18, I inquired about my first coach. Do you know Kuba Challen?
Oh yeah, yeah, from
Yeah,
UK.
so he was my first ever coach.
Hmm.
So I was on with him from April 2023 to around the beginning of October. And then I seen Finn Kelly taking a few guys through their natural prep. At this point, they were kind of at the end of their prep, and it seemed that Finn was the man to go to if you were an up and coming teen natural athlete and
Yeah,
wanted to compete. So I joined Finn in around, I think it was around mid November of 2023, and then we didn't really have much time. So November 2023, we just kind of had a very small push up from then until around prep began. So that would have been March 2024. But it wasn't like a crazy push up. Like at this point, I was still natural and stuff. And we didn't really want to get too soft
yeah.
starting prep. And then my prep was from the March of 2024 until the October of 2024. So it was quite long.
Yeah, 24-week prep. And then,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Just actually a bit longer. I think it was about 27.
Oh, okay, yeah, very
Yeah,
long prep.
yeah. So it was, but then my first show, so I did a kind of just a test the water show, like a warm up show, if you want to say that,
Yeah,
in the at the very start of August. It was just the two bro show. It was the Ross Emerald Classic. It was quite a small show. I was the only person in my class, so it wasn't really much of a kind of,
you
I
did the
would
junior class, was it?
yeah, yeah, it was a quiet show as it was, but my class was completely dead. Um, so I obviously just stepped on stage by myself, which actually I found quite nerve wracking because I knew all the eyes were just on me.
Well, I can tell you one thing, we're in this exact same boat because in Derry, I was the only person in my
Were
class.
you? Yeah, it's quite shit.
It's shit when it's your first show because you're nervous as it is. You know, the nerves
Yeah,
are high as it is. And then you're basically let know on the day of the show that you're the only one in the class.
yeah. Whenever I found out, I was actually quite annoyed because I wanted just kind of some stage experience of going through, comparison rounds with somebody
Yeah.
else. I only did one comparison round because there was nobody to compare with. So it didn't really make more sense to do more than that.
Yeah.
And then my first actual show was the MBFI, and that was like the 12th of September. And then obviously I won the team class there and then
Where
competed.
was that one held?
Say that again.
What city was that one held in?
Uh Cork.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was in the venue was called the Everyman.
Hmm.
So it's like a theater. It's
I
actually
think
quite a
that
nice venue.
I think that's where they host the RIBBF in Cork as
Yeah,
well.
I haven't watched any, I haven't been to any of that their federation shows, but the venue was actually probably my favorite venue out of any of the shows that I done.
Hmm.
Um, and it was the MBFI was my favorite show because that day it was me competing, but along with that, it was four other of Finn's clients,
Yeah.
and we all kind of gone through prep together.
Oh yeah,
So
you were all on the same team.
yeah, so like, and
Yeah.
we all won as well.
Oh,
So
that's a
we
great feeling.
all
Yeah.
won our class, and then do you know Matthew Chapman?
No.
No. Well, Matthew Chapman won the junior class and then won the overall as well.
Hmm.
So it was a double win for him, but it was quite cool just having all of us. win a gold.
Yeah.
After that, there, my next show was the WNBF. It was the week after.
Hmm.
It was in Waxford. So it was, I forget what the venue was in Waxford, but it wasn't as good as the NBFI. I much preferred the NBFI's venue and just kind of how it was ran.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so it was only me and Donal, which Donal is kind of the guy I went really close through prep with. Me and him would have trained in the same gym, like would have kind of spoke every day about prep. Um, so it was only me and him competing. He competed in what was it, True Novice. He came first or second, sorry, in that one. He won the NBFI True Novice, and then I won the team as well at the WNBF. So I did, and
Were
then
you
after that,
19? Were you 19 when you did those shows?
yeah,
Okay.
19. Um, and then I competed in England at the UKDFBA and got absolutely minced. So I did absolutely destroyed.
I never actually heard of that one. Is that that's a natty fed as well, right?
Yeah, the UKDFBA, like that show that I done, is probably one of the most competitive natural body.
Was
Like the standard is just ridiculous.
was it a big class?
Say that again.
Was it a big class that you were in?
Um, it was about, I think it was 11,
Oh, that's a big class.
maybe not 11, oh, maybe 8 or 10,
Hmm.
but it was a good standard. So it was. At this point here, my head just wasn't in the game at all. Like after the WNBF, looking back, I probably would have been happy enough just to call it there. Like those. So the WNBF was kind of the 20th of September or like in and around that. And then the UKDFBA was like the 12th of October.
Okay,
And
so you had about three or 3.5 weeks between.
yeah. And it was just terrible. Like I just didn't want to be in prep anymore after that and just kind of carried on because, well, I felt like I had to, you know? And even whenever I was pumping up for the stage, like you would expect some sort of kind of vascularity. Like I've struggled so much pumping up for that stage. And I just wanted to, as soon as I got on the stage, I was just counting down the seconds to get off it. I was just mentally done with prep by the time I got round to that last show. Like,
Yeah, it was a long prep, so I understand where you're coming from.
yeah, I mean, a lot of it as well probably just comes down to kind of like knowing that I wasn't going to win as well. Like there was guys there that were just way better than me. Like, they were just way more conditioned, just looked better, fresher, like just better packages all around. And then like I'll hold my hands up and say that, they were just better athletes, and that's just it. But like I've definitely learned a lot since that prep
Yeah.
from a mindset standpoint, especially in those last few weeks. That's kind of the best thing that natural prep taught me. It definitely taught me that like over time a prep can wear you down very easily.
Oh, yeah.
And like before you even know it, you can let your standards slip, and then you've fucked it by the time you realize, you know.
Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. And then, so you did those four shows, and that was in 2024 or 2023?
2024, yeah.
Okay, 2024. So then obviously after those four shows, you kind of you did you rebound or did you do more of a reverse kind of diet post show?
Well, like as a natural, you kind of like you want to put on weight in the first 3 or 4 weeks. I think our predicted kind of rate of gain was like a kilo a week.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, yeah, so it was quite like aggressive enough, but I mean, after prep, my head was completely and utterly destroyed. Like post prep for me was way harder than prep. Just the mental aspect of it, seeing yourself get fatter, like was terrible.
Yeah, especially when you get so lean for the first time in your life.
Yeah, like especially like see being natural as well. Like my physique, there's no doubt that I lost muscle in that prep. Um,
Oh yeah,
yeah, like I looked
it's
terrible.
bound
So
to
it was,
happen.
it was absolutely horrendous. Like the check-in shots, kind of like 3, 4 weeks after prep. Oh my god, I looked like a 12-year-old. So I did.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so after that, there kind of had an off season. So came out of prep, and then my head was probably minced right up until kind of like Christmas, and then I started feeling normal again.
Hmm.
About 2 months of kind of just head fuckery really, and then after Christmas, I had about another 3 months, so about March, and then started dieting. Got my bloods done, and my bloods were absolutely in the bin. Like my test was still fucked from prep. And then at this point in time, I was kind of starting to weigh up the idea of just going enhanced because I had done a natural prep, was like, what am I going to do here? Another 2 years of a natural off season and then compete as a natural junior just to jump on gear anyway, or just go for it now. And then ultimately, I did decide to go for it. I think I jumped on. So I went on with Ben Gardner, who's my current coach. Yeah, so he's my current coach. Went on with him around the very, very end of March. And then I think I jumped on just test around, I think it was the first week of April. And then had an off season again in phase from April until August.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
quite a long one.
Quite fun.
Yeah. And then had a diet phase from August until around the very like midpoint of October. And like I was quite happy with how I was looking visually after that diet. Like,
And what was the cycle again? You just started like running like a 300 test a week?
yeah, it was like the first kind of dose was 300 tests for like the first, I think it was about the first 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I think we titrated it up a touch to like 350 or 400.
Yeah.
And then at that point, estrogen started rising a bit. So then we introduced EQ as well.
Hmm.
So I think this is maybe around July, maybe around June, July,
Yeah.
um, of 20 of that year just passed. I think it was about 200 mg of EQ, like, and that kind of just was the cycle I had right up until I finished that off season in August.
Hmm.
And then I did stay on blast during the diet right up until I think the last 2 weeks. And then we went in the TRT phase for about 7 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, it's from what I'm hearing, that's very conservative.
Yeah,
Went
yeah.
about it
Like,
the right way for sure.
well, yeah, I mean, I got my actual like blood work, like the full kind of, it was the like 36 markers or whatever,
Oh yeah.
um, around the end of that TRT phase. And like the blood work came back pretty good. So we started the second blast at the start of December, just there.
Hmm.
And then we're climbing up. Like at the minute, I'm on the highest amount of anabolics I've ever been on, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm on at the minute, I'm on 600 test, um, 270 EQ, and 400 mast. The mast only went in, and the test had only went up literally on Wednesday.
This
So
week.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, nice.
yeah. So it's literally just in. So I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of like
You you
how I
you
feel,
want notices for another week or two then.
yeah, yeah. So it's not really hit the system yet, like, but that's kind of a full recap of where I started and where I am now. And then obviously the goal is this year just to kind of grow and then compete
Okay.
again next year. So it
Okay.
is.
2027 is gonna be the next run of your shows.
Yeah. I was. kind of contemplating competing this year, but at the very start of January, I got sick. And then on the back end of that sickness, I got really, really bad tonsillitis. So
Okay, yeah, that's
like
a
I
rough
couldn't,
one.
yeah, like
It's a
I had to
rough
go to
one.
the hospital. I ended up losing about 13 pounds.
You
Yeah, it was
have to.
terrible, and I'm still not back up to what I was before it.
Don't worry
But
though, bro, because it's mostly water.
yeah, I know. But it was just like, see, after that sickness, the whole kind of like it just wouldn't feel right going into a prep.
Yeah, no, I get
You know
what you
what I
mean.
mean?
Yeah,
So I was like, and I don't know, I just didn't really have that kind of itch to prep. Like I remember doing my first natural prep, and I remember like the amount of excitement I had, like 2 months, a month before starting prep, and it just wasn't that same level. So I was like, I'd rather just spend time growing and not rush it instead of like getting halfway through prep and then realizing, holy fuck, I'm not as big as I thought I was.
yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, like I'd rather play the long game.
Yeah, and you're dead right. And then, so you didn't do, so far the shows you did was mostly natty feds, right?
Yeah, well,
So if you're going into shows next year, would you be planning to go more of sort of the PCA route, or would you do a mix of PCA or NPC, or would you strictly just kind of go into the NPC?
um, well, I think the NPC. You see, I wouldn't be because I was natural. I would say I would know more about like standards in certain federations, natural than enhanced. I know England as a whole is just a lot more competitive. Like the standard is just a good bit better, especially in those kind of like, well, mostly across the board, but like in the later shows, especially, you do see some like crazy junior lineups in men's like in bodybuilding. Like it's just ridiculous. Both in PC and in the PCA and the NPC. But I would probably do if I was to kind of map out a timeline of my prep next year. I would kind of like to do the same timeline as my previous prep. So like more so the shows later on in the year opposed to the start. So like maybe my first show around the end of August, the start of September,
Yeah,
and then like I wouldn't be doing as much of like gaps in between the shows as I did my first prep. Like I'd like to kind of bang out maybe 2-3 shows in the space of like 4 or 5 weeks,
yeah,
and
yeah.
just kind of call
That's
it
probably
quits.
the energy wise and just to keep the body fresh. That's probably the best way to go for sure.
Yeah, like dragging it out for no reason just to do more shows, and then you start to hate competing because you don't look as good as you did maybe 2 shows ago. Like I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that again, you know. And I'm also not going to put like a huge amount of pressure on doing certain shows. Like if I'm ready for that show, I'll compete in it. But whenever I do my natural prep, like I already paid for everything months in advance,
Oh, okay,
so there was like pressure to actually do them shows.
yeah.
Whereas I'm not going to do that this time.
Yeah, because you can still register for most of these shows like God, even like 2 weeks out, they say.
Yeah, like
So there's no point kind of registering for them like months ahead. I didn't do that either because even think about if you get injured.
yeah, exactly. Like I didn't even think about that whenever I was competing the first time. I was just so tunnel visioned on stepping on stage. Like I didn't even take into account any of that, like all them other variables, really.
Yeah,
But
you're
just
eager
jump on
to get on
stage.
that
Yeah,
stage, no matter what happens, even if you break your legs or something.
yeah, like literally. Like that's why I am still quite thankful to have done a prep before my actual junior prep.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of guys that maybe are competing as juniors, it might actually be their first prep. Because I mean you're still quite young whenever you're a junior, like you're 20 or 23 in between there somewhere. So the most part, like a lot of these guys are going to be, stepping on stage for the first time, or maybe it's their second prep. But I think going from natural to enhanced is going to be a nice difference. Like I done a dad phase, my most recent dad phase. it was really easy. And I would probably say I was about maybe £10, £12 away from stage condition.
Mhm.
And it didn't feel like I was dieting. Like gym performance was still flying. And then like, in terms of recovery, like my sleep was brilliant. Maybe waking up maybe once or twice a night, but for the most part, whenever I woke up, it was, you were back to sleep within 5 minutes. None of that kind of waking up, being awake for half an hour and then going to sleep up again another half an hour later, it was
Yeah,
quite consistent. Um, so the next time I compete, I really do think the next prep will be a lot easier. So it will.
for sure. Just because of the fact you have way more muscle now as well. You're gonna have
Way
way,
more muscle and just a way bigger toolbox.
yeah,
Like,
your hormones aren't gonna be crashed either. Yeah.
yeah, like that's another thing. I think the post prep phase as well, just my just head was completely gone. And that is just because my hormones were just absolutely in the gutter.
Yeah, I was talking to my natty friend that actually competed the back end of this year. We actually did the Limerick show together.
Who was it?
And Nico, you know Nico?
Oh yeah, yeah, Nico, yeah, yeah. I
Was
was there. Did he get his he
he got
was
a pro card
yeah,
and
yeah,
what?
he got the NBA 5 pro card. I was there whenever he got it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we were just texting and then I was telling him, oh, I'm just gonna do like 6 weeks or no, I was telling him I'm like gonna do like 12 weeks kind of push up and then go back into a prep. And he's like, Jesus fuck, how can you do that? I would be wrecked like you see, because I'd love to more know more about the natties because like I didn't ever do a natty show, so like I don't
Yeah,
know the you gotta be natty to experience what it feels like, and I just
yeah.
don't know.
It's
So
tight.
I'm like really I want to get a good few natties on this podcast as well, just to kind of educate myself on it.
In terms of like good natties, I mean, I would say probably the most kind of well known natties from here would be like, well, Matthew Chapman would be one.
Hmm.
And then like in terms of who would probably be like the most decorated natural bodybuilder would probably be James Melville.
Yeah,
He's a world champion, so he is. So like
yeah, I know James. Yeah,
yeah, and he's a PCA pro as well, and he's natural, so he's a real deal.
yeah.
He's also a really interesting guy to talk to. He was actually whenever I'd done my natural prep, he was the guy that taught me how to pose. So he was. I went to him for posing lessons up in his gym.
Nice. Wait, do you go to the same gym as Graham McLanahan?
Who?
Graham McLanahan.
No, no. Where's he train?
Yeah, because I don't know the name of the gym. You know that gym that has like the really good posing room. I see a lot of
Uh,
the lads up
the
north
doc.
training there. It's like a blacked out room. It has like a big mirror on the wall, but it has like a big mirror on the ceiling as well.
Is it the doc?
Yeah, because I seen
Yeah.
Jameson there as well a few times on his
Yeah.
Instagram.
That there gym is like the doc would probably be in terms of like bodybuilding up north, probably like the biggest hotspot, I would say, just for like that bodybuilding kind of atmosphere. Do you know that way?
Yeah, I see a lot of guys training there. It must be great going into a gym and you actually, you have like a good few competitors in there regularly.
Yeah, like the dock would be a good bit away. Well, it's probably about a 25-minute drive from where I live, but
Okay.
I wouldn't really go up to it frequently just because work and like time and all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
just far handier for me. Like the gym I train in is only about 10 minutes away from me, if
Okay.
even.
Yeah.
So it's just way easier, you
Yeah.
know. But no, they would probably be if I was going to say two natties. Another one would be Cameron Bomber as well. He's a natural athlete, but is this podcast only for juniors?
At the moment, yeah, mainly.
Yeah,
At the moment,
let me
most
think.
juniors.
Natural juniors. There's a men's physique guy, Shay McCall.
I think I heard of him.
Yeah, he's quite good. So he is. And then there's definitely a few more that I'm forgetting about that just have went out of my head, So
Yeah.
if
Because I know
anyone's
a good
watching
few
this,
that are
sorry.
I know a good few that are over 23, but it's finding the good junior natties that's the tough part. I knew
Yeah,
that's why I got you on because I knew you're probably one of the best ones, you know.
yeah. Well, enhanced probably like there's definitely guys better than me. I know that, but in terms of like up here, the only other natural junior or not natural, sorry, junior that I would know of that would be like really good would be Logan Ferguson.
Oh yeah, I actually spoke to Logan in the I'm planning to get him on the podcast at
Yeah,
some
yeah,
point.
he's younger than me, so he
Oh,
is.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's only 19, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought he was definitely around 20 or 21.
yeah, yeah. But he did his first prep the year I done my first prep. So he did. He won the PCA Dairy Junior show in April of
Yeah,
2024, and
the
then he
first
won.
timers.
Yeah, yeah, the Naba show as well. He won the juniors. I think they were the only two shows he done.
Yeah, it's good timing though because they're only like 2 weeks apart.
Yeah,
Two
but
or
no,
3 weeks.
he's quite good. Like,
Yeah, I see him. I see his training clips all the time.
yeah, yeah, he's strong as well.
Yeah, he's strong.
Like other than that, I mean, I'm sure there is other good juniors, but not that I know of. Um, up north, like he would probably be the only one that I would know of that's really quite good.
Yeah. What about the what's the guy's name? Phoenix. No, Phoenix.
Oh yes, Phoenix as well. I forgot about him.
Yeah, he must be around 21 as well, maybe
Actually, now
22.
that you say that, Phoenix, and then there's another guy, Aaron McGuigan.
No, I wouldn't know him.
He trains in the same gym as Phoenix, so he does this as Arkham. Do you know Reese Pearson?
Yeah.
Reese Fit. It's
Yeah.
his new. It's one of his new coaches.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, like just under him.
Yeah.
Um, and then who else would be a? There is another guy that came to mind there, and I forget his name. Ah, fuck, bastard. No, I don't
Yeah,
know.
most of these juniors are up north because, like in Ireland, we got no one. In the
England,
Republic,
England, England is
in England, we
ridiculous.
got shit done.
England is just stupid. Like
Yeah,
the juniors that are my age in England are like what are you doing? Do you know they're fucking huge. So they are like the biggest one. Have you ever heard of Jacob Tipper?
no.
Crazy, just stupid, like just humongous. He's Reese Pearson's co-coach as well.
Yeah,
So he is, but he's his quads. Like he was a junior as well, or sorry, he was a natural athlete, so he competed naturally in 2024, and then he went on gear as well around. I don't know exactly when, but it was
yeah,
around the same time I went on. I think.
yeah. I'll definitely look into it. I think I'll try get Logan on next because I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
talk to Logan
definitely.
for a while now, and
Yeah,
I
he would.
know his. Yeah, I'll definitely ask him a bit about training because he throws up mainly training clips now, so he'd be good to ask. But speaking of training, what kind of split are you running at the moment?
So I've actually just switched back to a push pull legs rest upper lower.
Hmm.
Before I was actually doing push pull legs rest push pull legs, but like two different rotations, like an A B rotation.
Yeah,
Um, and it was actually really good. I was actually training with Ben. Me and Ben were training push pull legs together. But then like this here new split is probably just better for me because it's more of a set routine, especially like with work and stuff. Like I'm actually getting a bit busier, so it's just easier to kind of manage whenever you have a more clear schedule. Like set training days and set rest days.
yeah,
Um, but I did enjoy the push pull legs rest repeat. But I think push pull legs upper lower has just always had a special place. Like it's always been my split pretty much since I kind of went on with Finn, or at least some variation of a push pull legs split.
yeah. I never tried it personally, but I would definitely be willing to try it. it seems like, yeah, it would be good in terms of frequency, and then you can kind of space out the volume as well.
Yeah, well,
Sound good.
like I mean, my biggest weaknesses would be my quads and my back. So the upper section is pretty back dominant.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's ideal.
yeah, yeah. And then like the two lower sections are very much quad dominant as well. Or sorry, the legs and the lower section. Uh just because like my hamstrings are quite good and my adductors are quite good and my
Yeah,
glutes.
I saw your video yesterday. You can, yeah, your stiff leg deadlift is very good. I think you were doing what, like 190?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's guys I know that pull a lot more than 190, but like I'll be doing 200 before the end of February pretty comfortably. Like,
Mm.
you know, but like that's the first time I've done stiff legs in about 3 weeks, and I'm about £9 later than the last time I done them as well. So I'm happy enough with it.
Yeah. But it got me tempted to try doing it your way as well, because I never do the pause at the bottom.
Yeah, I actually quite like it. Just to kind of reset and go again.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I
like
was watching it, I was thinking it'd probably be a lot easier to kind of, control the eccentric better, know when you can stop at the bottom.
yeah. So what were you doing? Just like the whole way down and then not touching the ground and back up.
Yeah, I wasn't letting the plates touch the floor at all.
Yeah. And what weight were you doing on that?
Like I got up to 220 for a set of eight.
Yeah. So significantly heavier than what I was doing.
Yeah, but it was as well at my kind of heaviest body weight when I was doing
What
that.
was your heaviest?
So I got up to in December I got up to 118, give or take.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
heavy.
then yeah, so like 117 and a half to 118, I was kind of hovering around that. And then yeah, ever since I went back on diet, I'm back down to 113 now, but the food is still high, so I'm very happy.
What's your weight cap? Like 1.9 or 1.10?
108 and a half.
108, yeah. And what weight were you last time you were on stage?
So I got weighed in the day before for the Limerick show at 106, and that was fasted.
That's heavy, like.
Yeah, I didn't have any food like the up until the weigh-in. I think the weigh-in was about 1 p.m. So
Do you think you'll ever go in the open or just stay classic?
uh I think I'd wanna get to kind of a high level classic first
Yeah.
if I was to make the move. And then I think it's a case of kind of you have to see what you look like at the top of your weight cap before moving.
Yeah.
Because I
Would
know
you?
some guys, like Joe Gann.
Yeah. Well, that's actually how I was going to bring him up. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like he had to suck down a lot to get to the classic cap.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
like,
his cap was 111 because I'm pretty sure he's
yeah, it was.
6'4".
And then like I would have followed whenever he was in prep, I followed his vlogs quite closely. And I remember kind of whenever he was finished, whenever he pulled the plug, because it was like he'd done a show in England and then he was meant to go to, I don't know, Austria or something.
Yeah,
And then he just was like, fuck that, I'm just gonna do open. And he was like, probably realistically, the best look I had was at like 118 or 116.
yeah. He was already show ready at 116.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
stuck down another like 5 kilos, you know?
Yeah, it was just like a lot of manipulation through like drugs and, you know, food and stuff like that there. But like he looks way better. Like he's just such a big guy, you know, like it's such a
Yeah,
big frame. Same with
yeah.
you, really.
Open will definitely suit him more, in my opinion. He's already up to like 128. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
seen that today on a story.
Yeah, like 17 kilo gain in like
And
what,
he
3
still has
months?
shredded glutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. Like I didn't realize how big he was until he got a photo beside Cuba.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck. Like he's literally like a head taller than Cuba and about two, like literally a good bit bigger than him. Like he's
Yeah.
humongous for somebody that's not even open.
Yeah,
you
because
know,
he's so wide, you know, off top as
yeah,
well.
he's huge. So
Yeah.
like I'd be interested to see what weight he would be peak off season. I would say I'll get above £300.
Oh, for sure. He'll definitely get over 300. But speaking of 300, I seen Reese Fit got over 300 as well.
Did he?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
mad.
remember like,
It's mad because he was like 250 at the shows.
yeah, yeah, like
The
he was
rebound he did was so aggressive. It was like crazy. I was like kind of worried for him, to be honest. Like,
I think
man was running a lot.
I think his latest prep was like yeah, like 247 or like 248 or something like that
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And it was only like when did he even finish prep? Like
It,
November or like
it can't be
October?
longer than like 2.5 months ago, like 8 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like that's a crazy amount of weight. It's that quick.
yeah.
But
Uh, but I don't know. I might try doing a little more of a rebound after the next shows instead of sort of reverse diet.
yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool to experiment, you know, see what kind of suits you more. Because with the after I finished the two shows last year, I was only gaining like, I was bumping the calories up like 250 per week. So the
Yeah, I
rate
mean,
of gain was slow, and it was just a sort of health phase. But I know a few guys that just kind of they rebound for another maybe 8 to 10 weeks after a show, and then they do their health phase.
yeah, but just keep blasting.
Basically, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I'm relatively new to the whole enhanced scene anyway, so I'm just going to do whatever band my coach tells me to do, you know?
yeah, yeah. I think doing the reverse after the your shows next year would be good as well. Anyway, because your body is still so sensitive to all the PEDs.
Yeah, yeah. Like, well, that's it as well. Like, this here off season is like definitely going to be my most productive. Like, everything's just where it should be, you know? Um, and I want to just push up for as long as I can, really. Like, I've only started this off season and obviously I got sick. So it just feels like I'm really in a groove now. Like the them few weeks in December and over Christmas just didn't feel like I was as productive as I was like at the back end of that. And then now I feel like I'm back to where I should be in terms of productivity, you know?
Yeah, it really throws you out of routine when you're sick and then you see all that weight lost. But it doesn't take that long to get back in, 2 or 3 weeks and you're kind of back in the groove of things.
Yeah, like even like I mean, that was my first full week of training there, and I feel like, back to normal,
Yeah,
really.
that's brilliant.
But we'll do the questions.
Yeah, for sure. So the first one is actually from my friend Owen, and we pretty much covered it already, but he's just asking what made Finn decide to go enhanced.
Yeah, well, I suppose I could give a bit more of an in-depth answer. It was kind of just like one of the large factors that I didn't really bring it into the picture before was I thought it would have been a lot more of a financial demand, you know,
Yeah,
like I'm doing everything what I should be doing, but I thought it was going to be a lot more expensive. Like I'm doing blood work regularly. I'm, you know, listening to my coach around PD use and stuff like that. But I thought it was going to be a lot more than what it actually was. So that was one reason why then it started to become more of a reality.
yeah,
Um, and then kind of just evaluating like where I could be if I did actually go all the way. Like I've quite good proportions and I'm quite young. Like I do have a potential to do well in bodybuilding. So I was like, why not just go for it?
yeah, exactly. And they say don't start too early, but at the end of the day, you're much better, giving your hand at this in your youth than let's say, starting trying to become a competitive bodybuilder in your late 30s, early 40s.
Exactly. Like,
Your
and
health
also,
is much more at risk at that age than it would be right now.
yeah, well, like that's it as well. Like, I'd already done a prep naturally. So I knew bodybuilding was for me.
Yeah,
I knew like the only thing that changed whenever I went on PDs was PDs. Everything else just stayed the same, you
Yeah,
know.
the routine
Like,
was already built up.
yeah, like I understood supplementation, how to eat, how to train, you know, I understood all that before I then went on PEDs. I think a lot of
Yeah.
guys that just jump on gear first, they they have to learn how to become a bodybuilder after they jump on gear, you know,
Yeah.
like instead of maybe the other way around, like having a solid foundation and then taking it to the next step. But like, I just think bodybuilding's a time game. So if you're in it early, you can get out of it early as well.
Yeah.
You
Prime
know, as
example is Sebum.
yeah, like exactly. Like
Yeah.
you're just going to be able to kind of get away with a lot more in your 20s, you know, maybe into your early 30s than you would be like, I mean, any guy that competes in their 40s, without a doubt, was better whenever they were in their 30s, you know,
Yeah.
like then you start running into health complications as you get older. Like even guys that kind of compete into their late 40s, early, like mid 40s, I don't know, there's always a look with their skin. It always looks lathered.
I think it's just the years of the drug use that
Yeah, it
it
just doesn't look
changes
good
the
in my
look.
opinion.
Yeah.
You know,
And keep in mind as well, look, it takes a decent dose to build up the muscle, but once you have it, you can definitely use a lot less to
yeah,
maintain it. Even
yeah,
prepping, like Breon Ainsley, right? The classic
yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah,
So when he prepped for one of the Olympias, and this is from a verified source, I was just listening to it on a podcast today. All he preps on for the Olympia is 300 tests, 300 primo, 300 mast, and 5 IUs of growth hormone.
yeah, which is pretty
And
crazy.
he's
Like,
done less than a gram, and he's like, he was the
huge.
best in the world for 2 years.
Yeah, he is old though, isn't he? He's in his 40s now.
Oh yeah, I think he's like 45 now, yeah. Which is
Yeah, like,
crazy because it still looks like, I would say he looks mid-30s.
but I would say like as you said, you know, he was kind of a force at one point, but I mean, it's just even with gear, like you know, age still just has a massive impact. Like bodybuilding, the next generation, like our generation of bodybuilding, is more competitive and more kind of. There's just a lot more information around training and nutrition. Like it's like people try and compare like the golden era of bodybuilding to now. Like they had a very nice aesthetic and you know they looked really good. But from a competitive standpoint, if they got put on an Olympia stage now, like if Arnold got put on an Olympia stage against, you know, any of the you know classic Olympias now,
Oh,
even
last
though
call
he, yeah, exactly. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like and that's like people just get so caught up in nostalgia. It's ridiculous. Like bodybuilding is the most competitive it's ever been. Fair enough. The nineties in open and stuff. Like
Yeah, no, I'm definitely in the boat. The 90s guys would kill everyone nowadays.
yeah, like you know, they were
In the
serious.
open, at least. In the open.
Yeah, like they were so good. But for the most part, in the amateur ranks, it's way more competitive now. Like way more competitive than it would have been, you know, 20, 30 years ago. It's only really you see a difference whenever you're at the very top in terms of like the 90s to now. But
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that one. Uh, yeah, so that's that one anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Next question. This is a bit of a funny one.
Yeah.
How to deal with sweet cravings or a sweet tooth?
Um, well, whenever I was in prep, I actually just tried to stay away from anything that was kind of hyper palatable, you know, like
Yeah,
using like the only thing that I had that was extremely nice, so to speak, would have been literally whey protein. You know, like that's the only thing that kind of actually had that kind of degree of sweetness to it. Everything else was just kind of bland and like whole foods, you know, like rice, chicken, mince, potatoes. Of course, I put seasoning on it, but I did try to make sure I didn't make my food so enjoyable to the point that I started craving more.
Yeah, no,
Especially,
that's definitely a big one. Don't
yeah, like
don't make the meals too nice.
yeah, like exactly. Like so many guys get so caught up in like dealing with cravings and stuff like that there. And another big one as well, I would probably say is um like whenever I was in prep towards the last few weeks, I actually started vaping, and it was probably the worst thing I could have done for like I just found that the vaping made
Yeah,
me crave sweet things so much more because obviously it's flavored, you
yeah.
know,
And you
and it
can
was
like there must be like a lot of like different flavors available. Like
yeah,
pretty much
there's
any flavor that you're craving, you can probably buy.
and then that there, especially whenever you're on like I think my food at its lowest was 1600 on a training day and 14 on a rest,
Yeah,
and you're having I don't know pineapple flavored air. You're
yeah.
probably gonna and it's like really sweet. You're gonna start
It
craving
definitely
really
tricks the
sweet.
body into wanting like sweets after it. I could
Yeah,
say.
exactly. So my best advice would be to just try and be as methodical around food choices and seasonings that maybe do taste really nice, especially if you are going into prep and it gets to that you know, last 8, 6 week mark. Maybe start to be a bit more conscientious around what you're using and how much of it you're using to season. Like, fair enough if you're going to use, a controlled amount, but don't start adding more onto it
Yeah,
just for the sake of it. So always make sure there's some sort of standard around the amount and when you're using it.
yeah. And also, what I would say, if it's for a prep and you're really kind of in a tough place with the cravings and addictions, just maybe try out rather True Tide.
Yeah, well, that's it as well. Like
I started that 3 weeks ago and it works crazy, man. It's
I I used it kind of towards like whenever I was coming out of the diet, I actually started using it. Because it also, just helps with keeping you insulin sensitive and stuff like
yeah,
that
it
there.
has many other benefits.
Yeah, other than just weight loss, which makes it quite a
It
good drug,
keeps
really.
keeps your lipids in good range as well, is
Yeah,
what
like all round, it's just actually is pretty solid drug. But the only reason we had to take it out was because obviously there is that element of like gastric digestion slowing down.
yeah,
And as the food kind of started claiming, and it did claim quite quick whenever I did come out of the reversal, just because I was just going through food so quick. Um, like I just started having digestive issues with the ratatrutide in because it was
yeah,
just sitting on my stomach and stuff.
yeah. It was taking the body a bit longer to digest food.
Yeah, so we just took it out anyway. But no, the next prep, at some point, I would imagine it will probably go in, especially on those later weeks. But I'm not really too fussed over the hunger. Like, I've been there before.
Yeah,
I think, go ahead.
yeah. I did the first prep without like any reta or anything either. Yeah, I found it was actually fine up until 6 weeks out. Then you get really hungry. But I mean, if you stay busy, it's kind of I found staying busy keeps it kind of keeps your mind occupied. You don't really
Yeah.
kind
That's
of
also
don't let yourself have time to kind of
think
procrastinate.
about food. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the more time you have to think about food, the more you're just gonna feel fucking hungry, really.
yeah, and crave
Um,
stuff. Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
But like the last 6 weeks of prep is always just gonna be a bit of that's kind of whenever prep starts getting difficult, really. That kind of last 8, 6 week phase, really.
yeah, I would agree with that one. The next question is food based as well, and it's my friend Simon. He's just asking, what's your favorite meals off season and on prep? So maybe do like 2 meals in off season and 2 meals in prep that you would like
Um,
you enjoy the most.
in the off season, probably at the minute, my post workout is so it's just jasmine rice with basa,
Hmm.
um, which is just a white fish with Mayflower curry,
Yeah,
and
that sounds nice actually. Yeah,
it's fantastic. Uh, and then almond butter on the rice.
yeah.
It's got
I love almond butter with savory meals. It's
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
fantastic. And honestly, like if I had that meal and prep as well, it would be like even higher just because it's so nice. And
Yeah, I
then
don't see why not though, because it's the white fish is very lean and the rice you can control the amount. And I'm
yeah,
guessing the curry is probably low enough calorie as well.
yeah. Well, that's it as well. It's always standard. So it's only 20 grams every time. It's never any more,
Yeah.
you know. But whenever I was in prep, my favorite meal was definitely uh on a rest day, the oats at the last meal was just oats and it was just
Yeah, and I
fantastic.
find I find you can fall asleep so much easier after a oatmeal.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
oats, dark chocolate, whey protein, and like,
Mm.
raspberries or blueberries, bit of cinnamon,
Yeah,
fantastic.
brilliant.
Uh, and then my favorite meal in prep whenever I was in it was also just an egg omelet with sourdough.
Yeah, no,
That was,
that's a nice one.
yeah, like them two were probably my favorite. And then the off season, like it's the only other meal I could think of that I would really enjoy would be um I quite like my second meal is 200 gram of sourdough with 150 gram of chicken and almond butter as well.
Yeah,
And that is fantastic. So it is just such an easy meal to get in.
yeah, and it's low volume as well.
Yeah,
It doesn't fill you that much, so you're still kind of
no,
like eating it.
that's what I like about an actual sourdough, It's easy enough just to kind of eat
It's
whenever.
easy to eat and easy to digest.
Yeah, exactly. But the off season would be so the sourdough and chicken meal and the basa and rice, and then in prep it was the oats
Yeah,
and the egg omelet with sourdough.
that's nice as well, actually. With a bit
Yeah,
of hot sauce, I would add on the eggs.
yeah. Well, I forget what I actually had on it. Probably either hot sauce or just tomato sauce. Really, just ketchup.
Yeah, and let's do an off plan as well. Favorite off plan.
Oof. Well, at the minute,
That would probably be a lot more enjoyable than a favorite prep meal.
at the minute I don't eat off plans just because I'm just trying to get the most out of this off season. But if I had to choose, probably a pizza,
Yeah, good
but
show. You
but
can't go wrong.
not like a takeaway pizza, like an actual Italian pizza, you
Mm,
know, like a
authentic.
restaurant pizza.
Yeah, from a proper kind of Italian restaurant for sure.
Yeah, because it actually sits quite well on the stomach. So it does
Yeah,
whenever it's from an actual, like relatively good restaurant.
yeah. When they have fresh ingredients and they don't. It's not too greasy. Like they don't put too much cheese on it. It's actually pretty easy to digest.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than having a big, massive off plan meal and your stomach feels like it's going to explode.
Yeah, and the next day you wake up and your like face is so watery. God.
Yeah. And your sleep is always terrible if it's a really bad off plan meal.
Yeah, it just sits
Oh,
there in the stomach. It's
yeah, it's
horrible.
terrible.
Yeah. And let's see what's the next one. Your top three favorite bodybuilders from any era.
Um, I would say so. Well, Mike Mincer would be my first one. Have you ever heard of Mike Mincer?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
golden era guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then probably Kevin Lervoni
Mm.
and uh, trying to think of someone that's like really more recent.
From the open or classic.
I'm just trying to think who would pick out of what. I quite like, well, I suppose Niall Darwin.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah,
up and coming, but
fantastic. Yeah,
like he will be top three, I would say, in the next Olympia. Like
yeah. I would say this year even.
yeah,
Yeah,
like he's looking really good.
yeah,
But they would be my top three.
yeah. Some good shouts in there. For me, I would probably go. I'll start with the modern era and kind of go down.
Okay.
So I would say my favorite guy from like the last 10 years of the Open, I would actually say Big Ramy. But
Yeah.
not the most recent version. I really loved his look when he was like up and coming. So
Right.
in like 2013 to 2016,
Yeah.
because kind of he definitely had more condition in those years, but he still had the crazy size.
Yeah.
Like it was a great mix of just his giant mass, but like his waist was very small.
Yeah. And then just it just kind of started blowing out a bit.
Yeah, so I would say Ramy for like the modern era. And then 90s, I would probably go with Sean Ray.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. Uh, he definitely could have won a fair few shows more than he did, in my opinion.
What years did he compete in?
So he was from like the early to mid 90s all the way to like the early 2000s. So he was
So
like 93 to like '03.
like him and Dorian would have.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
placed second to Dorian three times, I think.
Right. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't know. I just quite like Kevin Lerone's physique.
Oh,
I,
Kevin's brilliant as well, yeah.
yeah. Like I don't know. I quite like his whole like his arms were just so big. Do
Yeah.
you know?
And it's
Um.
crazy the fact he only kind of got ready for shows the last kind of 5 months. Like
Yeah. Like
he used to compete and then he just lose all the muscle
and then just
coming
regain it all.
onto his band, you know?
Yeah. Literally like the definition of a hyper responder. Just
Yeah,
like it's ridiculous whenever you see him. Like whenever he was out of season,
yeah. Even when he came back in 2016, he
and
gained
he's
all.
still like
Yeah,
for
he
how
was still
good he
nuts.
was.
Like I know
Yeah.
he placed last, but like he must have been at least 250 on stage, you know,
Huge, and he was
50 years old.
old. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
man.
then what would be the third?
My last one, I think I'd go with a 80s guy for the last one. I would maybe, uh, what's the guy's name? I don't know. Oh, Francis Benfato. Ever see him?
No.
Yeah, so Francis Benfato, I think he lived in England, but he was French, just crazy aesthetics. Like he was never the biggest guy, but just every muscle just flowed perfectly
Yeah.
on
Just
his brain.
brilliant proportions.
Yeah, just very symmetrical. Every muscle was like you look at his left arm and his right arm, it just looks like mirrored.
Yeah.
Like everything was the exact same.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why yeah, the 80s and 90s definitely were my favorites. Like I can name a lot of bodybuilders from those eras compared to now.
Yeah, I would say the 90s is my favorite. Like I think it just looks a lot more exciting back then, you know? Like there's just looks like there's much more of a buzz. Whereas like now it just feels a wee bit more kind of, don't get me wrong, it's still a good sport, but just I don't know, it just doesn't feel as good. Well, at least it doesn't look as good, you know?
Yeah, and also the you gotta think about the social media aspect. Back in those days, you didn't know what anyone looked like
Yeah, that's true.
up until the show. Now, I
Yeah,
mean, you see everyone's like weekly update, you know?
yeah, it kind of ruins it a bit.
Yeah, I like the guys that kind of stay covered up until like a few weeks out.
Yeah, it's
But then you
actually
kind of look, they're creating hype, you know?
there is a few guys that actually do that really well. And it's like whenever you then get to see them on stage, like it's literally like you're so excited to see them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There, what's my last one? Oh, this one's good actually. I kept this one for last because it was good. If you
Yep.
could live and bodybuild in any country in the world, where would you go? It's a tough one actually.
Yeah.
I have like three places that I would go, but it's hard to narrow down to like a single place.
Yeah, because like Like just strictly for bodybuilding reasons.
I suppose all the reasons like lifestyle, bodybuilding, basically quality of life, I suppose, plays a part as well.
I suppose like probably you see, I really like Ultraflex Rotherham,
Yeah.
but Rotherham's a shithole.
Yeah, I was about to say if you could, I was about to say to you if you could pick any place in the world and you go to fucking Rotherham,
Yeah,
there's a problem.
yeah,
And I know guys that did that. I know
yeah,
guys that actually did that and they moved there. Like, look,
like
it's a great gym, but like you're living in fucking Rotherham.
yeah, like it couldn't pick a worse place. Maybe like Kuwait.
That was in my top three.
Yeah.
Oxygen,
Um,
yeah.
or like Dubai, but like I would probably like Dubai has good gyms, but I just don't think I would enjoy it.
You can't live there year round either. Well, you can,
Yeah,
but in the summer, I'm telling you, bro, it will be so tough. It's like 45 Celsius.
yeah, like you're just gonna be if you're in the off season, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know, you're literally just gonna be sweating every single, and it's so hard to like train
Yeah, the
as hard
humidity
in the
and
heat.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like it really is so difficult.
I don't know
Um,
how Andrew Jack does it.
yeah,
Because
especially being
I
that
think he stays
size.
there year round.
Yeah, like at that size as well, like you're just like a furnace,
Yeah.
you know. So you're just sweating like as soon as you get out of bed. You're sweating in your sleep more or less.
Yeah,
Um,
imagine taking like SLU, PP, and Clen over there. You'd
yeah,
be burning up.
be burning it off in seconds.
Yeah.
Um, but probably Kuwait. Yeah, probably Kuwait.
It's a good
Um,
shout because it's quieter than Dubai as well.
yeah, like
Not
that's
much like, there's not as many like, the wrong kind of people. Because I
yeah,
think in Dubai, there's a lot of those kind of people that they kind of, they wouldn't be, let's just say they wouldn't be ideal to be around with, you know?
well, that's as well. I think Dubai would be like it has good gyms, but those good gyms also have people that aren't 100% into bodybuilding. You
Yeah,
know,
a lot of influencers, I feel like.
yeah, exactly. So like Kuwait seems to be a bit more kind of hardcore, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, my top three as well. I had Kuwait and actually I had Germany as my one of them. Because
So
ever see the gym that Urs used to train in over there?
it has a few very interesting pieces of equipment, doesn't it? Like
Yeah,
they're
it's just like it's a good like hardcore looking gym. It's like an
yeah.
underground kind of spot. I wouldn't mind Germany either because I'm from Poland, so like it will be really close to like actually visiting family as well, you know. And
Whenever
and
what?
then another thing is like it's in Europe, so it's easy to like still travel around if needed.
Yeah. Um. Well, I went to Denmark last year as well and trained in Denmark and stuff, and it's
Mm.
quite nice. So it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like any sort of those countries, like I know Sweden is great for gyms as well.
Yeah.
I used to watch, remember remember when Oliver Forslund was around?
Who?
Oliver Forslund.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah, yeah.
He was like an influencer back a couple of years ago. But the gyms he was going to in Sweden, they looked really good. Uh, but my number one, I was gonna go with shit, I forgot. It's fine. Um, oh, Canada.
Really?
Because I really like that gym that you know the supplement brand HD Muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
owner of that has, I think he has a gym in Toronto, and I know like Brandon Harding and a lot of other guys used to train there a couple of years back. It's really good. Like it looks
Must
great.
be. Yeah.
It's massive. I wouldn't mind living in Toronto either. It's a nice city.
See, I quite like the UK bodybuilding scene. So, like, maybe if I could live outside of Rotherham and drive in the other
Just
flat of
travel
Rotherham,
in. Yeah,
yeah, I would do that. Like,
yeah. Wouldn't
probably
be
do
that
that
fun.
because it's like whenever you say traveling, like Kuwait is quite far,
Yeah, that would
So
be
it's
a problem for me, I think, because I'd want to kind of go back and see family every once in a while.
exactly. So
It
it's
would be a
like,
long flight, like.
yeah, man. Oh, I couldn't. No, like I was in Thailand in November, and I've had enough of flying.
Oh
So
yeah, I seen that actually. How
like,
how was that actually? I always wanted to go to Thailand.
yeah, it was brilliant. Like, I mean, I highly recommend it. So I do, but it's no, I mean, it is brilliant. Like, it really is. The best time to go would probably be like the end of November till maybe the start of April.
Yeah,
Maybe April.
is that because of just the weather and just
Yeah, yeah.
yeah?
The rainy season's pretty much like our summer.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
like
that would be ideal.
it would still be
What
warm, but
what place did you actually stay in
so
Thailand?
we only went to the island, so Koh Samui.
Oh, okay. I was about to say because that's where my one of my good mates was. He stayed there for a few months, I think. He said
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really nice that
we
part.
really enjoyed it. So we did. Like, obviously, I mean, like you and me, like we're not big into like partying and stuff like that there. So
Yeah,
um like Koh Samui wouldn't be a crazy party part of Thailand. Like, of course, there's bars and stuff, and a nightclub here and there, but like it's pretty chill. Like, there's
yeah.
good gyms, you can get good food. Like, the fruit is fantastic.
Oh, I love
Um,
right.
so yeah, I would definitely recommend Thailand.
Hmm. Yeah, really cheap as well, right?
Yeah, well, it's like anything, you can spend your money and pretty like we went for 14 days or 12 days,
Yeah.
and I think I spent about like £800, which
Oh,
isn't bad.
yeah.
Um, because it's not like we were like holding back or having to like, oh, well, we still have this amount of days left, so we can't really do that. Like, we pretty much done everything that we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And accommodation is super cheap. Like, we stayed in two villas, and it was like £90 for 6 nights.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad at all. Jesus, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
great.
it was a 5-star villa. It's like
Yeah,
5 bedroom. Every bedroom had an ensuite, a swimming pool. Like, it had everything.
yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely recommend Thailand.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely plan to go maybe sometime next year.
Yeah, 100%.
Hmm. Do you want to jump into a few of your questions there?
Yeah, yeah. It's only two anyway, so
Oh, no
uh,
worries. We'll wrap things up on your questions, so it's perfect.
yep. So one of my questions was literally just how you finding the difference between enhanced versus not, uh, and like, do you find it's there's more pressure? Um, I would say enhanced. At least you just have to be a bit more health conscious.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it definitely makes sense to kind of take certain things more seriously. Like, obviously, blood pressure, getting your bloods looked at. Like, you can do that whenever you're natural. Like, but I mean, the chance that there's going to be something out of range,
Yeah, they're much lower.
yeah, like
Yeah,
it's not as high. And if it is out of range, it's probably not something that's actually serious.
yeah,
So there's definitely more pressure around being health conscious.
for sure.
But in terms of like, do I feel more pressure from people or anything like that? There, not really. Maybe in prep, whenever people start saying like, start building hype behind you a wee bit, you feel a bit of pressure to maybe do well. But I mean, that's like any prep. Like, it happened to me whenever I was natural as well. You feel like you put in all this work, you want to win, of course. So that's just like any part of bodybuilding. But the only thing I would say more pressure around is being health conscious, and that's it, really. What
Yeah,
about you?
exactly. And that's what your mindset should be because at the end of the day, look, you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah, like, and it's also like, I'm not delusional. I know there's life after bodybuilding as well. Like, I
Yeah,
don't want to bodybuild my whole life. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. You're not gonna be at this when you're like 60.
Exactly. Like
Realistic.
I want to be
Although I did
done,
see a guy like last year, the man was like 93 on stage. I was like,
which
Jesus.
is fair enough, but like anyone that's competing that old, is probably like got into it really late or they're at least not taking anabolics. Like,
Yeah.
you
Oh
know,
no, he was just like he does it like every year for like the last 40 years, but he doesn't like obviously he's not prepping super harsh for it. Like
yeah,
it's just out of the love of the sport, you know.
yeah, which
More
is
of a fun thing to do.
completely fine. But like, I think whenever you do it hard for long enough, once you kind of, you'll just start to know when it's time to maybe hang it up and give it up.
Yeah.
I think guys that compete, if they've been competing from, 20s our age and they're still competing in their, late 40s.
Oh no, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's like,
I think like to be honest, I'd call it after a decade.
yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
like I don't want to compete after I'm like 32, 33.
Yeah, I'm the exact same.
Like, because at that point, you're probably going to start, yeah, you'll build more muscle, but like, you know, your proportions might start to look out of whack, like your waist might start to blow out, like just so much stuff. You have to be even more health conscious and you will run into way more health issues as you get older just from doing the same amount of gear, just
Yeah.
because you've been doing it for that long. So it makes sense to get in and out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
And then the other question was just, where is it? What are the essentials to bring with you backstage before a show? Like food, resistance bands for pumping up, plus things to relax your nerves. I would say, I mean, food, you just want, fast digesting carbs, really. So,
Yeah, the simple sugars is fine, like jellies or well, I with me, I think I had rice cakes, jam, honey, and some sweets, basically.
yeah, like I had pretty much the same, jam, rice cakes, honey, and I think dates.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be overly complicated. And then, of course, like, yeah, maybe 1 to 2 resistance bands, a few light dumbbells.
Most
Um,
of the time, the shows actually provide the kind of bands and the dumbbells.
yeah, they do, but I would probably say just to be careful, like,
Yeah, just to be safe. Yeah, just
yeah,
bring
just
your
to
own.
bring your own, at least a resistance band. Um, and then in terms of like things to relax your nerves, I think at least your first show anyway, you're always going to have nerves because it's your
Yeah.
first time doing something. But after the first time, I was quite comfortable with stepping on stage and stuff. What about
Yeah,
yourself?
like, and for me anyway, it was a lot more enjoyable the week after the first show because, like, you
Yeah,
already know what to expect, and I should have actually been more nervous thinking about that the second show because the stage in Derry I couldn't really see anyone because their lights were
yeah,
a lot brighter, but in Limerick I could like actually see like people in
the
the
crowd.
crowd, but the
Yeah,
nerves just weren't there because I already did it the week before.
yeah, and especially like whenever you step on stage by yourself, I feel like you're just happy to have people on stage with you the next time
Yeah,
because you just know that yeah, people are going to be looking at you, but at least there's other people on the stage with you.
yeah, that must have been a case for me as well because I had. Yeah, in the novice there was two other lads, and then in my class there was another two other lads. So it was like it was the three of us at least, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And then in terms of maybe like other things to relax your nerves, like just listening to maybe I don't know a podcast that you've been listening to through a prep, or like relatively calm music, or like playing a simple game. Like for me in prep, I played Clash of Clans. So I did. Whenever I was pumping up backstage, I was just playing Clash of Clans just to chill out.
Whatever works.
Exactly. So it's kind of whatever, just makes you a bit easier going. Like I would probably just experiment with things as you go through prep, and see what you find just keeps you relatively calm.
Yeah, I found talking to the other guys backstage as well.
Yeah,
calmed me down a bit.
that's it as
But
well. Like
I knew a few of them from Instagram, so I was just chatting away, like,
I think
It
that's
kind of
another
takes
big
the
thing.
it takes the focus away from, like, stepping on stage in a second, people watching you. For me, it did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like at the end of the day, it's amateur bodybuilding. Like it's not life or death.
Yeah.
Like the people you're stepping on stage with, fair enough. Whenever you're on stage, your competition. Like, but I mean, you can still speak to people backstage.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
like you have to have the whole like Dorian Yates mindset of like
Yeah.
these people are my enemy, and
Oh, being so locked in and hating everyone. No,
yeah, like
man, I was chatting to everyone. I was chatting to the men's physique guys. I was
yeah, like
fair fucks to you for competing as well and everything. You know?
yeah, like it's not that deep. If you're first time competing, you're an amateur, you're young, speak to people. Like you're realistically the people you're competing against, you're if you stay in bodybuilding, you're probably going to compete against them again whenever you're like a junior. Like the scene isn't that big to the point that you're never going to run into anyone again, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Then at the end of the day, it's not UFC.
exactly
Fortunately,
like
fortunately, you don't have to fight them. You're only posing.
yeah, you're posing in a
You're
thong.
allowed to be friendly to people.
Yeah.
Fine. You're not
But
gonna die.
yeah, like literally. But that's my two questions done. So it is. So
Well, look, Finn, it was brilliant to have you on. It was really nice to get the podcast up and going after the little break, and yeah, really happy to kind of learn more about your backstory as well, because obviously I didn't know you
yeah.
that well before the podcast, and
No,
it's great to actually hear a bit about your natural experience as well, because
yeah.
it's definitely interesting to me anyway.
No, I
Uh,
appreciate that. And I appreciate you having me on the podcast. I
yeah, no worries at all.
I do look forward to seeing your prep and how it goes. I will
Yeah,
be following
absolutely.
along. So I will. So you have another supporter behind you anyway. You're probably
Exactly. We're
realistically
here.
the best up and coming prospect out of Ireland. Like really, you know.
Yeah,
And
I'd be humble enough, but like, look, I'm gonna try my best to, do the best I can. Hopefully win the class in Portugal and, see how the shows goes.
yeah, that's it. Like, I mean, there's nothing else you can do and other than just to see how it goes, really.
Yeah.
But no, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. And if you ever want to have me on again, by all means,
Yeah,
contact me.
definitely. We definitely have to run it back when you're entering your prep for next year.
Yeah, definitely, man. That sounds good.
Yeah,
But all the best. Enjoy and
likewise.
good luck.
Yeah,
See ya.
great to have you on. Thanks a million.
Thanks.